One time, motherfucker.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the D&B Podcast. I'm your host, Camilio Salamander, and my co-host, KB the Mark.
Because I'm a fucking mark for this shit. And it is Friday night, Salamander. My tribal chief is on television, but more important than that, Friday night Smackdown is live in front of fans. Before we get into the Money in the Bank preview podcast, let me just ask you two questions. How you feeling about WWE being back in front of fans? And as always, how you doing?
First, I'm feeling excellent. I'm excited. WWE is back like normal. Hopefully we can get some better wrestling. That's what I'm really hoping for. Fingers crossed, hopefully. But let's get started, man. I'm ready to give my opinions, my predictions to see who's really does this wrestling shit. Let's see.
Hey, we really about to see because I think I'm going to be more accurate than you. But let's start off with the Smackdown Women's Championship match that is going to be on tonight's Friday Night Smackdown. Carmella challenging Miss Bianca Belair. Who do you have winning?
Of course, Miss Bianca Belair. She's not dropping that title. And for one, no build up. For two, Carmella, she is not going to take that belt. They have no reason to put the belt on her. And Bianca, she's just on the run of her life right now. Why not? Let her keep the belt to WrestleMania, or let her keep the belt until we see who wins the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. And then from there, whoever wins gonna cash in on her. That's what I believe. It just depends. It really depends. It depends. But I'll get my predictions later about that.
So I have a Miss Carmella winning and becoming the new SmackDown Women's Champion. It's the first show in front of fans. You want to get fans talking for Money in the Bank? Have Miss Bianca Belair drop that belt and have Carmella go over. Now you've got a talking point. Plus, they've been pushing Liv Morgan. We're going to get into that next with the Women's Money in the Bank match preview. So these are the entrants in the Women's Money in the Bank. Miss Zelina Vega, Asuka, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Nikki, almost a superhero Ash, Liv Morgan, and the WWE Women Tag Team Champions Natalya and Tamina. Who you got there, Salamander?
So they filled up the last slot
with Tamina, yes.
Oh shit. Damn. I would say really between to be honest, there's nobody. But if I have to pick one, I would really say Liv Morgan, because out of everybody that you name besides the tag team champions, she got a story. But they could give it to either Natalya or Tamina and push another storyline within a tag team. Had them, drop the belt in the long run. And because of the Money in the Bank, it got in the way. If Natalya wins it, they can tell the story that, it got in the way because she cared about that more and started focusing on that more than her tag team. So they end up dropping the titles. But my pick is Liv Morgan.
I am also going Liv Morgan. They've been pushing this Carmella and Liv Morgan storyline. That's why I'm going to say WWE is going to go for a shock factor tonight on SmackDown. They're going to have Carmella win the SmackDown Women's Championship, and then Liv Morgan will be cashing in that opportunity at next Friday's SmackDown.
Before you move on,
go ahead.
I was really hoping that WWE wouldn't have filled up that last women's slot. That way you can keep the question, who is it? And then that's when you debut Becky. When are they gonna do that, man? She's been ready. When is it time? When is it the right time?
Supposedly, Salamander, she's gonna be backstage at Money in the Bank. Maybe they got something planned with the Charlotte and Rhea.
Or maybe that's the reason why they added the tag team champions in there, because something might happen and one of them can't compete, and then they need a replacement, and then shit, here comes the man.
I think they're going to put her right back into that Raw Women's Championship because it desperately needs a Becky Lynch.
Yeah, she can win the Money in the Bank, cash in that same night or whenever.
We'll have to wait and see. Next up, this match is going to be on the kickoff show. The Smackdown Tag Team Championships are on the line. The Mysterios versus the Usos. What do you got there, Salamander?
I got the Mysterios. There's no reason for them to drop the belt this short. They could take, if they do it proper and not how they did it before, even though before it was still good, but if they do it proper, they could take this storyline to at least SummerSlam and actually tell the story of father and son versus brothers.
I definitely agree. I also have the Mysterios retaining the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Once I saw it on the pre-show, unless they're going to do that as a shock value to make it seem like you should have been watching the pre-show, unless they're going to do that, I really can't see the Mysterios dropping it. Like you said, this one, they really haven't even had too many title defenses. I think they had the two against the Usos already, if I remember correctly, or those might have just been regular matches. But yeah, so I don't see them dropping it this early. I do see them, however, dropping it at SummerSlam. So next up, we have the men's Money in the Bank match. We have Kevin Owens, Drew McIntyre, Matt Riddle, Ricochet, John Morrison, Big E, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Seth Rollins. What you got there?
Ooh, that's a hard one, man. They could go either way with it. They could go either way with it. They could get my boy Ricochet it. You know, he's been needing a big storyline, and he can actually become that next superstar if they actually take the time to build him. They just been giving him bullshit stories basically ever since he came onto the main roster. Or it could go to Seth Rollins. We all want to see that Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns match. We all want to see that. Just a story telling the actual proper storyline between the two. Because I don't really believe we have a payoff. But he had cashed in on Roman before. So it could be like he cashed in, he's 2 for 2. So then you can build a story off of that. Could be Big E. I would love to see Big E with it, and they could tell that storyline with the New Day. Like you could tell a breakup storyline. You know, Kofi, he had the belt. You know, he was still about the group. Big E, he got the belt, and it's like he listened to what other people say. If he gonna be a champion, he got to be serious or whatever. He saw his seriousness started to take over him, and that drove the group apart. And then the official breakup. I would love to see Shinsuke with it too. Any of these people could win. One person I say should not win at all, and if they give it to him, I'm going to be fucking pissed. It's Drew McIntyre. Because if he win, and we all know he gonna go for Bobby Lashley. No, we don't want to see that. I mean, y'all gave it to us ever since fucking March. It's July now, man. We sick of that. Like a 5 months, almost like a 5-month build. Like we sick of that. No, but my pick, I'm going for Big E.
Great choice. And I agree with everything you said 100%. I'm going to go with Matt Riddle. Randy Orton has been absent from Monday Night Raw, hasn't really been on there. And I believe Matt Riddle dedicates this to Randy Orton wins. And I get the storyline that I've been pushing on this channel for about a month and a half to 2 months now, with Randy Orton costing Matt Riddle Money in the Bank when he goes to cash in on the almighty WWE Champion Bobby Lashley. So I'm going to keep my pick with Matt Riddle. But I can definitely see a Big E winning, and we getting that New Day feud. But here's the thing. do you have faith in WWE to actually tell a face-to-face story without any type of heel dynamic to it? Because I can pretty much tell you what the story would be if Kofi Kingston would win against the Almighty. Big E comes down, cashes in, but he says, "Hey, you're my boy. I'm giving you a heads up. I'll be cashing this in." Do you think they can get away? Do you think WWE, the writing team, has enough in their arsenal to really stretch that out to like a SummerSlam?
I would say today marks a new beginning. It's already been announced that we got new stage coming, a new everything. The pandemic, it changed everything. So now we getting fans back. It's a refresher. It's a total start over. So now we shouldn't be getting the same people. We shouldn't be getting the same matches and everything. Other people should actually be getting some pushes. So with the fans being back on a weekly basis, I do believe that WWE can actually start telling great stories again.
Okay. I hopefully will see that. I want WWE to tell better stories because God knows I'm sick and tired of watching fucking Monday Night Raw for 3 hours and not being entertained.
Exactly.
What the fuck? Anyway, we have the Raw Tag Team Championship match. The champions, AJ Styles and Omos versus the Viking Raiders. Who you got there?
The same reason why I got the Mysterios retaining. They ain't have enough defenses to even drop the belt. There's something that they see Omos, which is the reason why they paired them up with AJ, the phenomenal one, and put them in a tag together. And there's a reason why they gave them the tag belt so soon. So, like I said, it's a fans is in. So the people that they haven't been using, hopefully they'll be using now, telling more stories and everything. But just expect for AJ to take all the punishment, tag Omos for the save, and they retain.
Yeah, I'm going to go for AJ Styles and Omos with everything that you just said. I'm actually going to say that Omos isn't going to get the pinfall. AJ Styles will. And I think we'll see a lot more of Omos in this match, especially against Ivar. Ivar is the bigger one, I believe. So against Ivar, I think we're going to see that big hoss battle between Omos and Ivar. So, but I do have AJ Styles and Omos winning, definitely. Next up, we have the Raw Women's Championship on the line. Champion Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair. What you got there?
I think they're going to give it to Charlotte. The only reason why is because I believe Rhea Ripley, time as champion, it fumbled. It's over with. I believe there's no coming back from it right now. Like, she can redeem herself with a second run, but she has to drop the title. It's ridiculous at this point. It's like you said, the Spider-Man pointing at the Spider-Man. It's like that. Because don't nobody know who's supposed to be the heel. I don't even think they know who's supposed to be the heel. I think they confuse themselves. But
well, according to Rhea Ripley, Salamander, the storyline is that she's doing what Charlotte would do to her. So, with that being said, wouldn't that technically make Charlotte the face? But then again, Charlotte's done the same shit to Rhea that Rhea's done to her. So now I feel like I'm looking at Charlotte versus Charlotte 2.0.
This whole rivalry is a face heel. They both face heels. That's it. Some nights they may be. One may be a face, one may be a heel. Then the next night, or even after the match is over, they both is heel, doing heelish stuff. So both of them. The most important question is where do they sit at the outcome of this match? Do Rhea go back to being a babyface, or will she stay a heel? Do Charlotte stay a heel or go to a babyface? Where does Charlotte go after this? Charlotte, she lost her chance. She's not in the picture no more. Where does she go after this? I think that's the most important question. Where either who? She can't go back to NXT. She already did that. That's not working for you. Your only hope, if you lose Charlotte, your only hope is to get drafted to SmackDown for a brand new restart.
I mean, honestly, because my pick here, I'm going with you. I think Charlotte is going to win. My question is, if Rhea Ripley does drop the title, do you keep her in the title picture or not? Because my thinking is I'm going about this two ways. Either she's dropping the title and we're sending her back to NXT, Triple H, you can have her. We tried her on the main roster. It just didn't work. Or B, she drops the title and we get her away from the title picture, but she's so angry, so pissed that she starts wrecking the women's division to the point to where we're talking about kayfabe suspensions, kayfabe fines, and eventually she gets written off of television for a little bit. Then she comes back, and we can definitely, I would say, put her on SmackDown. We keep her off TV after she's wrecked the Raw women's division. Send her to SmackDown, and she comes back with a cooler head, but more of a chip on her shoulder. Because I believe if you keep her off television and you send her to SmackDown and she makes her return, fans are going to cheer. Because the fans love Rhea. We just hate the booking of this stupid ass rivalry, from both of them losing beat the clock challenges to Nikki Cross to pretty much Charlotte and Rhea being mirror images of each other. And that's what we hate the most. We don't really hate Rhea Ripley.
I was going to say that she dropped the title right off TV for a couple months. Then you have her come back as this major badass heel, because she's not a good babyface. She's not gonna be a babyface. She's not. That's not gonna work. She got to be a heel, but she can't just be any heel. She got to be a badass heel, just like Shayna Baszler. She can't be no babyface. She got to be a heel, and you got to let her be her. You can't downwash her how they doing now. You got to let her do her. Same with Rhea Ripley. You got to let her do her. And she right off of TV. That way, like, you keep her off TV for about 3 months, I'd say 3, 4. Then you bring her back. Cause when she come back, by I say about 2 months, most of the people may forget. Then when she come back, you get that shocking return. Plus, you got this badass heel on the women's roster. They're not just no typical heel, like the Charlottes and the Sasha Banks and like the typical heels. You got a badass heel that can whoop some ass. That's how you fix that problem. I wouldn't even send her to NXT because there's no need. She accomplished that already. There's no need, even just to fix her character. There's no need. The way to fix it is exactly like that. Take her off of TV for a while. Make up your decision if you want her to be a heel or a face, and wherever one you decide for her to do, have her come back and be bigger than ever. That's it. You just got to push it to the moon. You got to book it right. You have to be a heel. You need to, like you said, and then have her go through the roster, tear through shit. If you gonna have her be a face, she need to be the proper baby face. She don't need to be doing no heelless activities or nothing like that. You can debut her by having her come out for a save or something.
Yeah, I definitely agree with everything you just said there. 100%. They definitely need to do something to fix the Rhea Ripley character. I mean, she was so beloved in NXT. I mean, she was the one that toppled the not the Almighty. She's the one that toppled the I'm trying to find the right way to say it. Excuse me, Salamander. I'm gonna have to say it, but I don't want you to feel like I'm disrespecting her. She was the one that toppled the almighty Shayna Baszler in NXT when Shayna Baszler was running roughshod. You know what I'm saying? Like when Shayna Baszler was down there in NXT fucking it up, they chose Rhea. Why couldn't we get that Rhea? You know what I mean?
Yeah, now I do.
Yeah, like why couldn't we get that Rhea? Instead, you thrust her in there with Charlotte. And that's the thing. You can't just throw anybody in there with a Charlotte. Because then you get shit like this. Charlotte needs somebody who's already established. Like an Asuka, like a Sasha, like a Bayley, like a Becky. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't just go ahead.
No, you can go.
I'm just saying, you just can't throw anybody in there with Charlotte. That's all I was gonna say. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, because with Bobby, you seeing him now, and then you look at his first run with the WWE, then you like, why couldn't we get that Bobby then? I get that.
Yeah. Moving on, we have the WWE Championship match. The almighty WWE Champion Bobby Lashley versus Kofi Kingston. What you got there?
You know I got the almighty retaining. Forget that stuff that happened on Monday. The almighty still gonna stand strong, no matter what.
I heard a little rumor today that they're planning a creative squash for the almighty WWE Champion Bobby Lashley. So this Kofi match might not even go that long. And the promo that he cut on Monday, that's the exact thing that he would need to do, because let me tell you, taking a clean pinfall loss to Xavier Woods, that really damages the Almighty's character. And you know what I just kept seeing and hearing on Twitter and on just the different listeners that the different podcasters that I listen to. You want to know what I kept hearing?
What?
They wouldn't book Roman Reigns like that. And I said, Jesus, where did I hear that from? And you just rang in my head. Solomon, they wouldn't book Roman Reigns to take a clean pinfall loss on regular television.
You're right, because he tapped. Bobby the Almighty would never tap. He would never lay down that low. Roman tapped twice.
My Tribal Chief never tapped.
The referee was just lucky he wasn't facing that way. If he did, it would have been a wrap. He would have been dropped that belt 6 months ago.
My Tribal Chief never tapped, but I'm gonna go with the Almighty.
We ain't never seen that with the Almighty. We ain't never seen the Almighty lay down tap. Even if the ref wasn't looking, we seen Roman do it.
You're right, Salamander. He's just taking clean pinfall losses to Xavier Woods.
What's wrong? What's worse? Taking a clean pinfall or tapping out?
It depends on the circumstances, but your guy, the WWE Champion, the almighty Bobby Lashley, lost to Xavier Woods, and he beat the shit out of Xavier Woods for 98% of the match. That's the first thing WWE wanted you to see. They didn't see, it's different when they put it at the end of the show, but they put it at the beginning because that's what they think of the Almighty. They think nothing of him.
How many matches will Roman lose if it wasn't for Paul Heyman or his cousins coming for the save?
Technically, you were close to losing if it wasn't for MVP shouting at Drew McIntyre.
Nah, Bobby would have kicked out.
I hear you. I'm gonna pick the Almighty. I haven't been a fan of this Kofi Kingston New Day Almighty feud. I did like the promo that the Almighty cut on Monday night, but I didn't need to see him take a clean pinfall loss to Xavier Woods. That really just left a nasty taste in my mouth. I don't know if this is the main event, but the last match on the card. Roman Reigns, the head of the table, the Universal Champion. Roman Reigns versus Edge for the Universal Championship. What you got?
I got the Radio Superstar. Nah, I'm just playing. Roman gonna retain. I really think they're gonna push. I think so. Roman, he's gonna retain, and something's gonna happen because I think that is gonna be the main event. But something's gonna happen at the end of the match, or maybe during. That's gonna set something special up at SummerSlam. And a little birdie in my ear is telling me it got something to do with John Cena.
A little birdie told me that we're getting Seth Rollins versus Edge at SummerSlam. So who's to say that Seth Rollins comes down and screws Edge and the Tribal Chief walks out still champion and John Cena confronts him at the top of the ramp?
It could be that, because I can see that with that Seth Rollins and Edge happening, because let's say Seth Rollins wins the Money in the Bank, he could come out as if he's about to cash in, and then that causes a distraction. Roman get up, hit the spear, 1, 2, 3, boom, and then it's like, then he stare down Seth like, you gonna do it? Then he backs up. You see Edge is like laying down still, but he's looking at Seth, fuming. So that sets that up as he walking up. I'll have it set up backstage as he walks to the back and him and his cousin celebrating and stuff. You just see John Cena come out of nowhere, and then he confronts him, setting up SummerSlam. Get 2 for 1. 2 build-ups to 2 great matches in 1 match.
I like that idea, Solomon, but I think I can do you one better. Roman Reigns retains, and we hit the trumpets, but John Cena isn't there. Boom. So now the Usos are running to the back because they think, or towards the ramp because they think he's coming out. Boom, John Cena comes from the backside. He was in the stands. He was literally in the stands, had a ticket there and everything. Comes out, like, remember when he was fired, he kept buying tickets to fuck with the Nexus?
Yeah.
We do it just like that. He hops the barricade. We do his double AA, and then he hurry ups and dips. He comes out on Friday, the Friday after Money in the Bank. Comes out, cuts a mean, I'm talking about one of those old 07 John Cena promos, and pretty much embarrasses Roman while also giving him credit for how he stepped up his promo game. And we go back to when John Cena broke the 4th wall.
Mm-hmm.
I think something like that.
But the question is, who wins
Between Roman and John?
For the belt? I said it before on the earlier episode on the podcast that I think John Cena, if they do it, John Cena should win. This will put him. He already tied with Ric Flair. This will put him over, and then you can have him keep it, and then have him drop it back at the next major pay-per-view back to Roman, and then from there Roman regains. Then you can set up a future feud with The Rock if you can grab him.
I'm still gonna say Roman because the only problem with that is John Cena's movie schedule. Because he be shooting movies. So if he does have the title, but he gets caught up in a movie shoot and he can't defend it, then you run into that we have to strip John Cena, and that's kind of messed up. Like, John Cena should never be stripped of a championship. If John Cena's gonna lose it, he's gonna lose it. That's just the type of person he is. I wouldn't want to put him in that situation where we have to strip him because his schedule doesn't permit. And then on top of that, are we really going to get into that Brock Lesnar feel where John Cena's there when he wants to be?
Yeah, you're right. But the question is too, where's Brock Lesnar? Is he ever going to come back? You see his new look
With the ponytail?
Yes, and the goatee.
I like
He
it.
should come back like that. Like when he had his beard and then he came back, I was mad that he shaved it, because that just makes him look more badass. I think he should come back like that. That's a different look. He should come back wearing his tights though, not the UFC pants. Then the beginning, because he ain't with Paul Heyman, so we can get, and he got a new look. This your time to put a whole new refresher on Brock Lesnar.
I mean, I get it, but I need the UFC pants. It's something about Brock Lesnar, the fighter. Yeah, okay, I can agree.
Switch up a little bit.
Yeah, it's something about Brock Lesnar, the fighter. Look, I just know when Brock Lesnar's music hits, it's somebody about to get their ass beat.
Yeah,
like that's what it is when you hear Brock Lesnar's music hit. Like somebody is about to get fucked up.
So, the questions of this podcast, and that we will see if that will be answered at Money in the Bank. One, when is Becky Lynch gonna come back? Two, is John Cena gonna make an appearance? And three, when is Brock Lesnar gonna come back? Those are the questions that I have, and hopefully they will be answered. Whether if that we get some type of teaser of either of those, or they just flat out show their face. But at least two of them questions gonna get answered at Money in the Bank, I believe. But
I agree.
Yeah, this gonna be a good one. I would say this might be the best pay-per-view until SummerSlam, but this might be the best pay-per-view of the year so far. Just for the simple fact that fans is back. This pay-per-view might be better than night 2 of WrestleMania. Like,
night 2 was bad though. Night 2 was bad though.
I know this pay-per-view might be better than that. Just for the simple fact, like, you know, fans is back permanently, not just for one night or 2 nights, but they're back. So this pay-per-view could be better than night 2. But that's it, guys. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the DMB podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until then, I'll see you on the next one.